Can y'all hear me? Alright. What's going on, guys? My name is Chauncey Hawkins IV. Chauncey B. Hawkins IV, but only my family knows my middle name and those that are extremely close to me. So now, I know this is a lot, man. I said I was gonna make this video, and we're here doing it. God is real, man. Not only that, Jesus is real. I'm here to share my testimony with you guys. Cause I know I've been getting asked, man, Chauncey, like not that I've changed, but different. And a lot of it comes because of him. So now let me explain to you guys why I know God is real, why I know Jesus is real. I'm going to go throughout my life. To start off, my mother had difficulty bringing me into this world, right? I wasn't supposed to be here, and neither was she, but nonetheless, God allowed her to have a successful delivery of the baby. Although it was a C-section, she almost died and I almost died. She almost lost me. With that being said, as she gave birth, it was during a time, I was born in 1999, it was during a time where babies were getting stolen. And now, mind you, this is nothing you can control. God gave me a mark, something that makes me different from others. And that's this. I have a big, dark brown spot, big black spot right here on my left arm. And from there, she was able to identify me in case of an emergency. Now, fast forward in my life, for those of you who don't know, I played Division I basketball and I played professional basketball. Doing that at 5'8" is literally unheard of. And the people that you hear about it, that do it, it's very seldom, Now there's people that do it, they make it, yeah, that's dope. But then there's those that exceed and excel at the place that they're at. And I was one of those people. But before I got anywhere, I had to build up. I had to go through things. I had to actually become good at basketball. Now, you might ask, what does it have to do with God, right? I'm going to explain how God has moved in my life and how there's no such thing as a coincidence. People use coincidence as a word to just explain, not really explain, but just to say, oh, it's something that happens that's not supposed to happen. It's 1 in a million chance. But if you look at your life, the fact that you're here is a 1 in a million chance. The fact that you're here is a quote-unquote coincidence. Male testicles expel an ejaculation over 100 million sperm cells. Right? That's if you're healthy. You're a healthy man. And you happen to be that one sperm cell that was able to penetrate the egg and create a baby. That's the first thing, how God's moved in my life. Like I just told you, my mother giving birth, having to have a C-section, and her heart rate dropping to where I'm not 100% positive, but flatline or very close to flatlining. And then me not having a heartbeat, but still being able to have a successful delivery. Then, say we move on a little bit. I began my journey as an athlete by running track. I ran track at PS 166 on 89th Street between Columbus and Amsterdam. And from there, I had the support because God gave me an amazing family. But from there, God was real because I ended up being able to compete amongst all the schools in the city and be the fastest fifth grader in New York City. Now, I say the fastest fifth grader in New York City because I came second when I raced against the fastest sixth graders when I was only in fifth grade. So now, that's something that you may be like, okay, well, you ran, you worked hard. But I didn't know what working out or getting ready for track, I didn't know what that meant. All I did was go to gym class, and God blessed me with a gift, but he also blessed me with people around that helped me use the gift and build on it. So my gym teacher, she just had us running. Had us running. Oh, I want to play basketball. Nah, run. Oh, I want to play dodgeball. Nah, run. And with that, it helped develop me into a fast kid. But now if we move on to high school, first we move on to middle school. That's when I first started playing basketball seriously. And I say seriously, I started playing AAU probably like beginning of sixth grade, end of fifth grade. And first ever league that I've ever played in, we won a championship. How that happens, I'm not sure. I was the last pick. This is how God works. I was the last pick in the draft, and I didn't even have a tryout because it's one of those leagues where you pay to join, and my parents paid. I went to the tryout. There was only one coach there. That coach I know to this day, Mr. Woodbine. And we won a championship in the first ever, I want y'all to listen to this. In my first ever league playing in, I won a championship. In my last ever league playing in, I won a championship, the CPL. Then after I moved from RBA, which is what it was called, I go to middle school. Middle school, mind you, I'm short. I'm probably the second or third sixth grader to ever play on varsity in middle school. And mind you, I wasn't the most talented. I just worked hard. I played defense. That's it. But now, I'm going to keep on talking because I feel like I'm getting off track. But now, after that, my eighth grade year, I developed into a really good player. And my teacher didn't allow me to play the game because I held myself to a standard, myself and my parents to a standard where I had to have a 90% average or else I wouldn't be able to play basketball. For that report card, I had an 89% average, 88% average, one of those. And my parents were like, oh, you got to play. But I held myself to that standard, like, no, I can't do it. And mind you, we had 4 marking periods, so I probably missed 3 games. But I expressed it to my coach and I told him. For me holding myself to that standard, he kicked me off the team. And Mr. Wade Wilson, I never forget him because he has the same name as Deadpool. He didn't allow me to join back. And now from there, I developed a certain resentment that obviously I don't have anymore towards him. God bless that man. I don't know what he's doing with his life, but I hope he's doing well. But it developed a certain drive. Now you may ask, what does this have to do with the Lord, right? But I would go to high school now. Now, I'm playing sports, but it doesn't really have any effect on my life in a major way, in the sense of something that I can see and something that I can grasp. But now in high school, I'm playing basketball at a level where now you start thinking, hey, you can go to college, you can get some money doing this. And I've always wanted to go Division I. I grew up watching Duke, UNC, all of these different high major schools. And I'm like, hey, I want to play at that level. I love the atmosphere and everything. So with that, I just continued to work. But in that work, although I was sinning, going to an old boys school, you may think, man, you can't be sinning, but you're sinning because now you're around old boys, you're just lustful in the sense of there's no women around you. So you go home, what are you going to do? Look at pornography, things like that. So yeah, at that age of an adolescent, I was developing bad habits, but I was still praying without ceasing and still seeking the Lord. One, because I'm at a Catholic school, and thank God St. Joe's is an actual Catholic school that is a Christian school that definitely embodies what they say, vir fidelis, a faithful man. And they do that by teaching through the Bible, in theology classes. Yeah, you got kids that we just act crazy. But, kids are kids. And, although you don't want them to sin, I didn't know any better, But now you're going to start to see how God works and has been working in my life. So mind you, I wasn't obedient or as obedient as I should have been in high school. But my ritual, my pre-game routine was to make sure I pray when I took a shower before I had my game, regardless if I had a bad game the game before or a great game. Just continues to pray and ask the Lord to help me, bless me with a scholarship, a Division I scholarship. Now, don't get me wrong. Although I prayed, I worked my tail off. I would wake up 5 a.m. every day, work out 3 times a day. My dad would help me get up. Some days I didn't want to get up, but he would push me as well. And now it's junior year, great showing, do well. We win a Jamboree title, which is like a city championship that hasn't been won in 10 years. And I did that alongside with one of my best teammates, Nate Garvey. And mind you, we had a great team. But although I had a great showing that year, I never had an offer. I did not have a Division I offer. Yeah, I would get interest from certain schools, or there would be Division II schools, Division III schools looking at me, and they're like, yeah, Division II offer, Division III, we'll give you some money. But no Division I offers. Nobody pulled that trigger. So my senior year, you get so worried, especially with social media. You get so amped up about, oh man, this dude got an offer, but I'm better than him. I feel like I'm better than him. I know I'm better than him. I killed him. I did this, I did that. And you get so caught up in what other people are doing, you're not seeing how God is moving in your life. So that year, I decided to stay off Instagram, not worry about other people, not focus on other people, and just focus on my work, myself, and trust the Lord in that process. And trust Him without ceasing. Now, mind you, when I was going through all this, I didn't waver. I didn't say, oh, I don't believe in God. No, I trusted Him, but I was also doing things. I was double-minded. So I trusted Him, but I also worried, and I'm thinking about what other people are doing. That's their journey. That's their walk. What their walk has for them, it has for them. What my walk has for me, it has for me. So with that, I was adamant. I'm like, God, please, please, please allow me to go D1. Please, just continue to bless me. Like, please, God, just want to offer. Just give me an offer, please. Every single day, every single night, praying without ceasing. And faith doesn't work without work. And I told you I was working very hard. And National Signing Day was in May, right? It's either in May or it's in March. It might have been in March. National Signing Day in high school is in March. I don't have anything, right? I'm still taking visits to schools, knowing that I don't want to go there. I know I'm not going here, but I want to take the visit because I don't want to go to school. And, I have a conversation with my father. And, a lot of people around me, they don't understand, because it's your walk. It's not meant for other people to understand. Now, I was in a car with my father. We're driving to Drew University. I'll never forget this. My pops was like, basically, just take the Division II offer and, like, yo, just kill. Just take the D2 offer. I'm like, no, I'm going D1. Like, nah. And mind you, people may say, oh, your pops didn't have faith. No, my father didn't have faith, but it was worry because he cared about me. It's different. I have a father down here in the flesh, which is Chauncey Hawkins III, but then I have a father in the spirit. I have Jesus. I have God. And I wasn't spiritually aware as I am now, where that was the Holy Spirit telling me, yo, you're not going to Drew. You know what I'm saying? I just knew, like, I'm not going here, I'm not going there, like, I'm going to go D1. And the fact that I had that much faith was, the fact that my faith has grown to have that much faith to know that you're going D1, even though it's not there, It's not there. I don't have it in front of me. I don't have the proof that I'm going D1 there, but I know I'm going D1. Now you start to see how God is moving because, one, I'm going to give you an example. Before I even get into how God is moving. When you wake up, you don't see air, but you know you're going to breathe air. Bet. With God, you know that he's there. Although you may not see him, you feel the presence. You understand the conviction you get. You have moral compass, And those that were blessed to have met Jesus and have lived with him, if I'm being honest, I envy you guys because I seek his face every day. All right? So now in this journey, back to how it starts moving, in this journey, it's May, my senior year. I still don't have a Division I offer, but I get a call from my head coach, Coach Breaker, from St. Francis College in Brooklyn, and he offers me a Division I scholarship. And the joy that filled me was amazing because before that, they came to see 7 of my games. Each of those games I did well, but they came to the last game of my high school career ever, and we lost. And the reason we lost, I missed a free throw that went in and out, and it was against all of my good friends, right, against Don Bosco Prep. Now, mind you, I was upset. I was mad. I slept in the gym after that night. That night I slept in the gym. But my brother Marcellus, we went out bowling before that with my mom, his brother. But they offered me probably a couple months later. And the reason that they couldn't offer me earlier was because there was another player there who I just reconnected with, Gianni Ford. There was another player there that was thinking about leaving, but they couldn't offer me a scholarship because they had none left and he didn't leave. So now I'm put in a weird predicament like, yo, I don't pray on anybody's downfall, ever. Like, that's one thing I do not do. So I asked God, like, God, I understand that this can be an opportunity, but I don't want I don't want to pray on this man's downfall, pray for him to leave or anything like that. Like, that's not in me. So I just prayed for God to move how he moves. Because I want us both to be great. I want him to find a home if he's not happy at St. Francis, and I want me to find a home. I want me to be able to achieve my dream, play Division One. By the grace of God, he chooses to, I don't know what happened, but scholarship opened up, and I took it because it's the only scholarship I have. I want you guys to see how the Lord moves, right? In the sense, by numbers. If you play Division I basketball, to play Division I basketball is less than a 1% chance of you doing that. Whether it be 6 foot, 6'8", whatever, however tall you are, less than 1% of you doing that. 0.9% of you playing Division I basketball coming out of high school. Now, when you add another factor, another variable of you being 5 foot 8 inches, not exceptionally gifted, not exceptionally nothing. Nothing that really, it's like, yo, this is it, he's it. There's nothing special about me. And I'm able to play Division I. I get a scholarship to go Division I. It's less than 0.5%. It's less than that, you know? So that's one instance that God has proven to me I'm here. Like, he's here. And he has control over everything that goes on in my life. Now, fast forward. I have a successful college career at St. Francis. I'm doing well, 1,000-point scorer, Division I academic All-American. Like, I have all the individual accolades that you can name. And COVID happens. So now with COVID happening, mind you, I'm in the world. I'm not reading the Bible every day. I'm not reading scripture. I'm not doing anything. I'm in the world, bro. I'm not doing my due diligence as a follower of Christ. So now COVID happens, and I'm at a crossroads. Because now they're asking for vaccines. Asking for vaccines. I'm not getting the vaccine. So now what are we to do? You either stop playing basketball, stop playing Division I, forfeit your COVID year, or you transfer to a different school and make the best of that last year and possibly help your chances to become another NBA prospect. Mind you, coming off of this, so the summer leading up to this decision, I was at, like, nobody was messing with me. I'm not even trying. Like, nobody was messing with me. And it was by the grace of God that I was even at that level. Nobody was messing with me. I was going to San Diego, to Cleveland, came back to Brooklyn. Like, my coach was even saying, yo, this is different. So I work out with my team for 2 weeks at St. Francis. And then they tell me, yo, you either get the vaccine or we got to kick you out, or you transfer. So, you know, my pride, I'm like, what? Kick me out, all this stuff. And I'm just stuck. Like, yo, are you serious right now? And now this builds resentment once again, like I had against Mr. Wilson. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna transfer. I'm gonna go to the school, and we're gonna get payback. Hopefully we could play them again, and I could just kill them. That's how I'm thinking. It's my last year, 5th year senior. I have all the accolades, all the stats, so I gotta be starting. I can't go to a school that's not starting me or something like that. So I ended up transferring to Bryant University. When you go Oh man, this is where God humbled me. So now, God has grace, but God also is just. So what people don't understand is God is just in the sense of, if you do wrong, there's consequences. If you do right, there are consequences. Doing wrong is disobeying God. Doing right is obeying God, being obedient, you know? And in my self-righteousness, in my resentment, in my disobedience, the Lord brought me to my knees, in the sense that I was so arrogant that I didn't even ask the Lord how I did it, like how I did in high school. I didn't ask the Lord for guidance. I didn't ask anything from the Lord. I thought that I was so self-righteous that I can make these decisions by myself. Like I got myself here. I didn't bring myself anywhere. I don't have any strength. All the strength, the source of my strength is from God. So I get to this university and I had braids when I got in. So a funny thing is, they did a study, the CIA did a study with hair, with Native Americans, that they were able to sense danger. So people would be creeping and Native Americans will already be awake, ready to fight. When I got there, I'm not saying it was definitely not my hair, because that whole study that they did, that's idolization of your hair. It's not your hair, it's your spirit that's showing you you're around danger, and it's discernment, allowing you to understand, yo, this is not the area for me. This is not the location for me. These are not the people I'm supposed to be around. Now, God bless everybody that was there. I'm not saying had anything to do with you. What I'm saying is that was not where I was supposed to be. Because going there, I lost myself. I lost myself to the point where I completely, like, it was literally, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Space Jam, but when everybody touched the ball, they took their powers. They took their basketball skills. And when I went there, it's like I didn't know how to play basketball anymore. Mind you, I'm this scholar athlete. I'm this dude that done did it. You know what I'm saying? 1,000-point score, all this. Highly touted recruit. Don't know how to play basketball. Mind you, a lot of times you don't get to experience your worth or experience, you're not experienced, the places that you are, you have to be embraced, things like that. But it wasn't that. It was my disobedience to the Lord. You know? And don't get me wrong, there are other factors that played into that weren't me. But in this entire situation, I shouldn't have been there because I wasn't being obedient. I didn't ask the Lord for guidance. I shouldn't have been there in the first place. So, being there, I didn't play. I was just in sin, man. Like, I would say, yeah, I know God and this, I know Jesus, but I'm over here in sin, living in sin, lusting. And God blessed this young man, Joshua Ozabor, who God sent him for me. I truly believe that. Because he was that angel on my shoulder, that extra moral compass, like, yo, Chance, you don't need to do that. Dude from Africa, got a British accent, like, bro, such an amazing person, amazing man. And the fact that I had so much influence on people, God blessed me with the ability to have influence on people. I almost dragged him down and led him to sin. And I've done that repeatedly with all younger, whether it be basketball players or younger people or people that are my age, I've led them to sin because of the influence I have and also because of my success. So I'm telling them, yo, man, you don't need to settle down. You need to mess with all these girls. You need to do all this, do all that. Just being disobedient, literally, constantly doing that. Blocking my blessings, not doing what I was doing in high school. And mind you, in high school, I was lustful, but now it's different because now I'm indulging in things and I'm having others indulge in them as well. And Jesus says, if you lead one of my children to sin, you're as good as a man with a rope around his neck and a rock tied thrown in the bottom of a river. So you're as good as dead if you lead another person to sin, another child of God to sin. And I was doing that. So now, fast forward, not even fast forward, now it's the end of my year and I hardly played, right? I finished my college career, 1,300 points. But I probably only scored like, I want to say 20 points that season. So put that into perspective. My previous season, I scored 450 to 500, like close to 400 points. And then my last season, that was supposed to be my breakout season, my best season. I had nothing to show for it. But still, by the grace of God, I went pro. Although I went from being a number one overall pick, number one round draft pick in the Puerto Rican league, the BSN, I dropped to the second round, but I still had favor, and I still was the only person on that team to go pro. Mind you, I'm playing with some dudes, you know what I'm saying? Only one that went pro that year. Strictly right out of college, like leave college, straight to pro. I'm not waiting for a contract. I already have a contract set up. Like, you feel me? So it's crazy. And I go to Puerto Rico, have fun out there. You know, I'm a rookie, so I have to go through rookie trials and tribulations. And in that, I'm just in sin because I'm not comfortable. Like, don't get me wrong. They show love out there. But I wasn't comfortable because I wasn't myself. And I wasn't playing how I play. I wasn't myself. I lost myself. And I'm trying to find it, but I'm not trying to find it through the Lord. I'm trying to find it through lusting. I'm trying to find it through sin. And although I'm doing that, I still have faith in God. Because I'm like, yo, God, I know you're trying to teach me something. You know? And I just saw something which is amazing, right? They say when you're taking a test, you don't see the teacher. So through all my trials and tribulations, like when you're taking a test, you don't see the teacher because the teacher's usually walking around, checking on everybody, making sure nobody's cheating. However, God is always there. You feel me? Because as soon as you put a hand up, teacher's next to you. As soon as you reach out, God comforts you. You know? So I'm in the trial and tribulation, in sin, just I'm bouncing back and forth from team to team. And I'm just like, yo, God, I don't like feeling like this. Like I don't know. So now that's my first year. Second year, I'm working out, I'm getting better, I'm doing right, and I feel confident. I'm like, okay, not to where I want to be, but we're better now. And I go to try out with Maya West, and I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Let's put it that way. And shout out to Alonzo Ortiz Taylor, I'm bugging. Because that dude right there, man, he held me down. That dude right there, Zoe, if you watching, God bless you, brother. And still, I'm not in my word. I'm not avidly, constantly seeking Christ. I'm not avidly, constantly seeking Jesus. But nonetheless, I still have another opportunity, right? So I get to Maya West, and I'm playing. We're practicing. This is a trial. This is basically a trial. I'm going through summer camp. I'm going through training camp, and I'm doing my thing. Now with Maya West is similar. I want you guys to really understand this. St. Francis, when I first high school, when I wanted to go D1, how would I say this? The obstacle that stood in front of me was someone else being there, and I needed that spot, right? So now Maya West, same scenario, same situation. However, it's on a professional level. Division I need somebody to leave, and in order for me, then I just made this connection now, guys. Oh my goodness. I need somebody to leave in order to fill that role. And I think, now that I'm thinking about it, God had to deem me worthy enough to accept that role and to be able to fulfill that role. Come to Maya West, I needed someone to leave, and it had to void their contract in order for me to be there, in order for me to go and, how do I say this? In order for me to go and play there, they had to want to trade, want to get out of their contract. Same exact situation, same scenario, worked my tail off to get, and I should have worked, I could have worked harder. You could do everything better. Could have worked harder, but everything happens for a reason. God makes no mistakes. That's what we have to understand. God makes no mistakes. Everything happens for a reason. And my last practice in Maya West, I'm playing against the person that is supposed to leave. So now it's him or me. Playing basketball, right? I'm a coachable basketball player. I was a coachable basketball player. I was always told to be coachable and to do what the coach is asking. So when not a lot of times, but sometimes doing that can backfire because you're trying to listen to the coach, but you're the player on the floor, so you know what's really going on. So playing against the dude whose spot I would be filling in, we're scrimmaging against each other. He's a point guard, I'm a point guard. And in the scrimmage, I'm doing well, but he's doing well as well. And the reason that he's getting off is because I'm doing what my coach has been asking. My coach is and I'm being a team player at that. So with that, I'm not saying I wasn't being a nut or anything, but and a nut is someone who's a ball hog. But in that scrimmage, if someone gets beat, I'm rotating to help. Somebody has to rotate and to help the helper. That doesn't happen. So now we get a layup, you get a wide open layup, or you get a wide open three, but it looks like it's me. It looks glaring because all eyes are on me. So now if my matchup is scoring, however, they're not scoring on me, but at the end they have points, it looks bad. Call it for what it is, it looks bad. However, I know that, basketball, if you know basketball, I have to do this. It's not like I'm just leaving I have to do this because my teammate just so crazy. My teammate just got beat. So that's what's going on, but I'm still playing well. And with all of that, because these are basically uncontested. It's not like he's coming down and cooking me. No, these are things that are done because of how the game is played and because of the movement. It's not done because of, and I knew that. That's the thing that was getting me tired. It's not because of my inability to guard someone. And I understood that. So I didn't take offense to it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. My team is still doing well, winning. We ended up going down by 1. And this is when I think the change really happened. Mid-scrimmage, mind you, this is mid-scrimmage. He's at half court. No, we're at half court. And I'm dribbling, right? I got him on my hip. I'm dribbling like this. I call my big man to set a screen, and I go, right? Get to the right elbow. If you look at the free throw line, the right elbow is that corner of the free throw line. I snatch it back. A jump shot that I've hit thousands of times in my life, and basically bread and butter. But at that half court mark, at the half court line, I'm like, God, if this is meant for me, let me know right now. If it's meant for me, let me know right now. At that half court, this is how conscious I was to speak to the Lord in that moment, in the moment where I needed an answer for him, in the midst of the fire. I want you guys to understand this. My whole basketball career is on the line. God is like, I've been disobedient to the Lord. I have been calling out to him. Yeah, I may pray, but it's half-butt prayers. And I'm like, Lord, just give me an answer, because I feel like I'm working for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like you're working for no reason. It's like I'm working my tail off, but am I working for no reason? Do I need to do something else? Because the love that I have is not how it was. So now I'm not really working how I was. Just let me know what's going on, Lord. I get to that elbow, snatch it back. He's nowhere to be found, mind you. Dude it's literally me, God, and the rim. That's it. And the ball. And mind you, my coach called a different play. I waved my coach off. This is when I was like, yo, I need an answer, God. I need an answer right now. Please, please, Lord. I waved my coach off. I'm like, yo, I'm not doing that. I go, because the reason I'm not doing that is because everything I've been doing is what's gotten me to this point. Instead of putting your trust in man, put your trust in God. Put your trust in Jesus. Go. Snatch it back. He's nowhere to be found. Me, the rim, God. And I shoot it. Right? When I tell you, it was like a movie, yo. The ball was in and out. Rims around, and then comes out. As soon as it came out, I wasn't extremely, how would I say this? Like, I wasn't sad. I wasn't disappointed. I was happy because I felt free. I felt a weight lift off my shoulders because it was the Lord telling me, yo, this is not it for you. I have something greater in store for you. A lot of times we think the dreams that we have are what we're supposed to have. However, the greatest reward that we can get is the kingdom of heaven. I thought the greatest reward I can get was an NBA contract. I thought having a legacy meant having something that your kids could look you up and look back on, and, you know, stuff like that. But they don't have, money, but you don't have spiritual wealth. A lot of spiritually dead families or spiritually dead people around here. So now I'm done with my college basketball career, and I don't know what to do. You know, I'm still not in the Word. Although the Lord gave me an answer, I'm not in the Word. So now I go and I'm gaming. This is where this YouTube started. I started gaming, and I'm it was a coping mechanism in a way, because I don't know what to do. I've been playing basketball my life, and I've always prided myself on saying, yeah, you know, I'm more like basketball. Yeah, basically, I used to tell people, y'all just basketball players. I could do whatever. But now, I don't have basketball. What am I doing? It's not basketball that I didn't have, or that I didn't seek. Like, I wasn't seeking God. I didn't have God in my life. Meaning, I had him in my life, but I didn't hold on to him. I didn't caress him. I didn't seek him every day. I didn't say thank you for just being awake every day. And so I'm gaming. And shout out to my boy Ev. I'm gaming. And we were playing Call of Duty, and all of a sudden, we saw that I was top 250 in the world. Then I saw that, I'm like, oh nah. Kept on gaming. And I'm just a zombie. I kept on playing hours at a time in a day, sitting in a chair just like this. And I ended up touching top 25 in the world in Call of Duty, in Warzone. And I began making a YouTube. I began getting gameplays, doing edits, watching. I was consumed by this game, consumed by Call of Duty. And I wasn't seeking the Lord. Like, I was seeking the Lord, thinking, hold on, it's my wife. Hey, baby.
Hi.
Hey.
What's up?
Nothing, chilling, recording. So like I was saying, I'm gaming. And one thing that stood out to me that my wife's aunt said was that when you're anointed, you're anointed. It doesn't matter if you do good or bad. If you do good, you're anointed doing good. If you do bad, you're anointed doing bad. And what anointed means is that you have favor from God. Now, a lot of people choose to do bad. A lot of people choose to do good. So when you're anointed, you have favor doing bad or doing good, right? You're gonna do well with whatever path you choose. So now I'm doing Call of Duty, and mind you, I don't think I'm doing bad. It's just playing a video game, And I actually started implementing the word in the video game. I started reading the Bible, and I challenged myself to read the Bible in a year. I'm still on that challenge, but I was just led to make this video. Excuse me. So I'm reading, and in the beginning it's really hard, especially since I'm reading it from front to back. I'm reading it from cover to cover. So I'm starting from Genesis, and I'm working my way through. But I already read the New Testament, but now I'm like, yo, I gotta really read. I gotta really understand what is going on. So I think I read the New Testament first, then I challenged myself to, in April of 2025, because this right here is on the new year, January 1st, 2026. April or March of 2025 is when I began reading the Bible. And before that, I read the New Testament. I understood Jesus' teachings. I'm like, okay. But then I was like, yo, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to read the entire Bible. I'm going to read 4 chapters a day because I have to start being disciplined. Mind you, I'm about a year now, 2025, March 2025, I'm a year removed from basketball. No, April 7th, 2025, I'll never forget. April 7th, 2024 is when I left MyOS. April 7th, 2025 is when I'm a year removed. And that year is when, this past year is when things started changing. So I'm reading the Bible 4 chapters a day, implementing it in my day, and I'm making sure. Reading the Bible, working out. Reading the Bible, working out. Reading the Bible, working out, and getting gameplays at that. So I'm streaming, getting gameplays. I'm developing a following on YouTube, but then sometimes I'm just like, I was going to hiatus for like a couple weeks or a month. I'm like, yo, I'm on the game too much. I see sometimes in my life, I'm spending too much time here, but I'm not spending enough time there. I'm unequally yoked. So now I'm back on the game, but now I'm playing. I have a better grasp on balancing everything out. I'm doing well. Now I know how to market myself and also get more subscribers and things like that. And it's like, yo, I don't know. You're not doing enough. I mean, not that you're not doing enough, but this is not it. So I'm just thinking, like, what's it? So I started applying to police jobs. And mind you, this time I have a girlfriend now, which is now my wife. And she's like, baby, you're on the game. Like, I'm going to talk to you. You're on the game. But she's such a supportive wife. And my mother is supportive as well because she bought me a PC. My wife is, my girlfriend at the time, which is my wife now, is like, baby, you know what? I support you. Get your gameplays, da-da-da. So she's getting the gameplay. She's sitting here next to me while I'm on the game. I'm not even spending time with her, but because she's there, I'm just like, yo, baby, I just love being in your presence, da-da-da. And she is there for the like, she's comforting me in my time of need, and I don't even know it's a time of need. I don't know that I'm in the wilderness right now, like Israel. So, after I got my PC, I give it away. I'm like, yo, nah. But, hold on. Before I even give the PC away, I'm with my girl. I start reading more, and I stop playing the game. And I'm like, yo, I gotta marry this woman. I asked the Lord, God, am I supposed to marry this woman? Because I'm getting convicted with acting immoral. Like, yo, am I supposed to marry this woman? He said yes. And mind you, God is not a God of sacrifices. He's a God of obedience, which is different. It's different from everybody, from every other God that people worship. God is a God of obedience. Now, when you're obedient, you're rewarded. And not all the time, because you're supposed to be obedient. But in your obedience can come blessings and rewards. So he blessed me with this woman. And this woman whom was with me through my trials and tribulations, she was also with me out in my Awez when I was going through everything I was going through. And that was how I knew God was with me, because I prayed for this type of woman. Although initially I didn't think it was her. If I'm being honest, she didn't think it was me, I didn't think it was her. That's how God works. It was that. We were made for each other. So I asked her, fast forward, I asked her to marry me on a flight. And things just started rolling. I'm like, baby, we get married in the courthouse. She's like, no. She said, okay. But then everybody's like, yo, have a wedding. So I know God would have been super, it would have sufficed if we just went to a courthouse. But we had a beautiful wedding. We had family over, and it was amazing. And mind you, this is literally cold turkey. People say you can't stop doing stuff cold turkey. This is cold turkey. As soon as I stopped playing the game, I just gave my PC away to my friend. And I'm like, yo, that's not the way. God has something in store. Mind you, I told you I was applying to different police departments. Nothing at all. You know? Nothing at all. I didn't pass background checks. There's nothing on my background. But then God opens the door, opens up an opportunity. And I get a call from Mr. Car Wash. God bless her brother. But Mr. Car Wash offers me a job. I get a job at Mr. Car Wash, and man, is it crazy. They ran my background check and there was nothing in there, and I cleared the background easily. But for every single police department, I did not pass the background check. And mind you, I'm finishing top of every single physical fitness exam, written exam. Like, I'm finishing at the top of them. And I didn't get any offers. And it's just constantly. High school, only one offer. My was one spot. Job, only one job offer, and that was Mr. Car Wash. It's a car wash, and you know it just looks crazy. You go from playing Division I, playing professional, to working at a car wash, but you have to humble yourself in the sight of the Lord to not be self-righteous and just be obedient. And you start looking at the car wash, you're like, you can make this amount working here? You can do this, you can do this, you got benefits? Because car wash is a dead-end job in most people's eyes, but not here. And you start looking at how God's working. So now that you're reading, you're in the Spirit, you see what's going on, you're like, yo, what? First of all, on our wedding day, my parents have not spoken 20 plus years face to face to each other. And at my wedding, I asked the Lord, I was trying to just find a way for them to coexist with each other. Not even coexist, but embrace each other. And at my wedding, it happened. Another testimony of how God works so miraculously. And when I tell you they didn't speak to each other, there was so much resentment there. And the way it happened was amazing. Because Artie, my stepfather, was flying a drone to capture the moment my wife getting out of the car that brings her to the aisle that she would be walking toward the altar. My father happens to be speeding because he got something from me, and he's speeding with his family to make the wedding on time. However, in doing that, he runs over my stepfather's drone. That obviously is going to cause tension because there's already tension there, but now you're running over his drone. This is that. I'm rushing. A fight could have broken out. Ari's extremely mad. My pops was apologetic. He's like, yo, I apologize, da-da-da. But it's just tension. There's tension, right? God is so amazing, right? So now things are going. We get to now we're at the reception, the wedding reception, and everybody's giving speeches. But like, God is so amazing because something that could have turned the night bitter turned the night sweet. And the cost of it was a drone. It was a $400 drone. And the grace that my stepfather extended showed that God works through us. Because my stepfather could have easily reacted in a negative manner. But he didn't. My father could have reacted in a negative manner. But he didn't. So, them embracing each other, and then my mom's side, my father's side, just coming and embracing each other is amazing. And that's something that only God could have brought together. Now fast forward, not even fast forward, but a week later, my wife and I moved to Houston. I have a job opportunity, and the place that we're living in is a beautiful build, brand new, and its name is tied into the Lord as one of the sons of Israel, one of the sons of Jacob, one of the 12 sons of Jacob. Let me see. Let me fact check that. fact checking it right now. Yep. One of the sons of Jacob. One of the sons of Israel. And the 8th son of Israel. Now, in our walk, we're seeking to honor the Lord in everything we do. And what better way to honor him in our home? So the fact that we're able to live here in a home with that name is amazing. Then, like, there's so many things. So many things God has done in our lives, man. You know? So many things. We move here a week after our wedding. Right? Seamlessly. Because we had the wedding. We had a wedding where we invited people and they blessed us. So now I'm here a year later, not thinking my life would have changed this way. And it's because of the Lord. I went from playing professional basketball, being lustful, to playing video games, damn near at a pro level, like losing myself, not doing much with my life, to gaining, and then once I started seeking the Lord, He started moving in my life. I started being convicted, being sensitive to the Holy Spirit, and understanding what's for me and what's not for me. I started understanding that I can't defile a woman that I say I love and bring her further from Christ. As a husband, I'm supposed to love her just as Christ loved the church in Ephesians 25. So, and that all started with the Word. The more I dove into the Word, is the more I started to understand and see how God moved in my life. Not just mine, but in my wife's. And I know His testimony is all over the place, but man, it's crazy to think that within a year, my life has changed this drastically. If I show you a picture, if I look at a picture from January 1st